Welcome back again. Oh, look at the time, just gone 5 o'clock. Oh my god, all my stuff up there. Look at those ice cream boxes. They're very handy for parts actually. Just gone 5 o'clock according to my Elvis Presley clock. Anyway, there we go. I've been busy. Oh, look at that counterbelt. Whoa, and it works. It was a bit squeaky, but I've oiled it exactly where you should oil it. You've got to be very careful when you oil these things, because if you oil that counterbelt too much, I'm talking about a drop on the axis there. There's a little axis, a little shaft. You've got to do it there. And also it squeaks behind there if it hasn't been used for a long time, like this machine has. Probably hasn't been used for about 30 years, this machine. But just behind there, there's, I don't know if you can see it, there's two parts to it, and there's a shaft, and that needs oiling in there. But yeah, guess what? So anyway, as I said, wait a minute, guess what? I've already mentioned that in the last video, Harvey. You know I changed all the reefer caps. That was causing a hell of a lot of problems on this machine. Even affected the rewinding fast forward, even affected that. So I still haven't eaten. That's why I'm talking a little bit incoherent. Sorry. But yeah, that problem actually. I tell you what. I measured these caps, and they were showing they're supposed to be 470 nanofarads. They were actually showing up on my meter as 2,250 nanofarads. My God. And they're bulging as well, so these would have caught fire eventually and set fire to the boards inside. Look at that one, that's really bulgy, that one. Good God. That one was showing the highest, I think. That one there. Not good. If you see these in a Revox, immediately replace them. Seriously. In fact, I've got to do my other machines, because if I don't, one, I'm going to power it up and I'm going to burn the board. But, oh, look at that. But yeah, that was even slowing down the rewind speed, the fast forward speed, and I said it had a speed issue with it as well. Remember I was saying it had a speed issue when I first plugged this machine in. When I first bought it, it was running like double the speed. And as I said, one of these bad caps, I think it was that biggest one there, the bulgy one, that was on a speed control board, and that really screwed things up. So it plays beautifully on 7.5, it plays beautifully on 3 3/4, and the actual motor's running beautiful. It's not accelerating, it's not going any faster. It's beautiful. There's the motor there, the capstan motor, spinning away steadily at 7.5 inches per second. And I've actually plugged in the phono lead in my rusty phono plugs there. But you know what? It's still working. So I nearly fell there. It's still actually sending a signal through. So tonight, when it's late and there's no one going to disturb me, I'm going to get a tiny bit of sandpaper and sand those contacts down a bit. The only thing I haven't tried yet is record, but I'm sure it does work. If it doesn't, then it's one of the little boards. Then all the caps need doing eventually. Still got the original caps. See the little boards down there, the plug-in boards? Still using the original caps. God knows how long they're going to last. But anyway, I'll tell you what. If you do need a counterbelt, the sides of these belts are 95 millimeters, and the diameter of these are 2.5 millimeters. Don't get anything bigger, because if you do, it's going to touch the counter in there. It's going to scrape on the counter body. See, there's a gap there. There's a lovely little gap between the belt and that. Can you see it clearly? So it's got to be right. It mustn't be too thin, it mustn't be too thick. So it's just right. That's 2.5 millimeters by 95. And the way I fitted it, I took the hub off. See the hub underneath the reel? Took it off. There's 3 screws, and I fed it in between the brake. There's a stainless steel band. You've got to be very, very careful. You only get your fingers on it. Don't get any grease on that band. But what I did, I sort of I sort of pushed it down, the contacts, and I fed it in. I fed it in between the brake and that, and the brake bands. Otherwise, some people, they take it all off. I mean, even Benji mentions about taking the circlip off there. Oh, I must get some food. Take the circlip off on one of the brackets there, but I didn't have to do that. I managed to feed it in between, past it under, and then onto the spindle there. That's it, done. and it works lovely. Watch this. Right, you want to hear it? Do you want to hear it? I do, because I'm going to eat in a minute. I can't even speak clearly. I'm going, my brain's not working. But look at that constant speed. And it's quite silent as well. I mean, sometimes these capstan motors, when they get older, bearings wear out. But this is relatively quiet. I've got another one of these machines, a Mark II, and it's a bit noisier than this one. But this one's alright. What am I saying? Noisier than this one? This one's quiet. Right, okay, let me show you the fast forward and rewind first. And the counter. Oop, this bloody Lazy Susan. It's so delicate. It's got such good bearings on it. I just got to touch one of the buttons and the whole thing bloody moves. So let me just press play. Look, watch this. Look how delicate it is. Look. Can't even press the play button. There we go. Right, ready? Is the amplifier on? Yeah, it's only a shitty Chinese amp I'm using there. But it's alright. Just for messing around. Right, let's go. Counter. Look at that. Quiet, smooth. And it's silky smooth, the movement. It wasn't at first. Now this is recorded in mono on one of my Brunel machines. So I've got it set to channel 1. If I set it to channel 2, you'd be able to hear the other side. Some sort of noise on the other side of the tape, some clock or something, I don't know what it is. Funny noise. See, that's playing channel 2. Let's put it back to channel 1.
Shivers running down my spine.
I mean, I could switch it off now and go to 3 3/4 and show you that working, but I don't have a tape readily available at the moment to play it. So the only thing you would hear is that tape going, "Oh my back to me." Just be very slow, but believe me, it does work. I tried it earlier on and it works perfectly. Those speeds work lovely now, absolutely top notch. That sounds great. Oh, by the way, you see these little caps are missing? Well, guess what? I bought some from China. I didn't go to China, I just sent off for them, obviously. So I've got them here. Let me show you. Where the hell are they? Oh, God. Can't even pick them up. Why is that? Oh, yeah, I've got something else in the way. Oh, there, that's a big packet. Oh, God, idiot. There we go. 5 caps. Was it 4? 4. 4 caps, bit expensive, about 8 quid I paid. But just put a dab of glue on those, plonk it on, and that'll look all nice and complete. There we go. The other one's a bit scratched actually, I should really change that, but I'm just going to put these on. That's missing. From China. Amazing what they make in China, isn't it, really? But, yep. Oh, hell. My favourite song. Rain is falling and the wind is blowing cold across the moor. I love it.
I hear the voice of my darling.
I'm actually going to do a cover of this song. I've got the backing track already, so I might put a link to my singing channel so you can hear me sing, but I'm going to do a cover of this song because I love it. I love it. Joe Meek, one of the Joe Meek's Joe Meek productions. As you've probably heard so far, this is all Joe Meek stuff. Oh yeah, I fixed that by the way. You know that was coming forward, the trim. That was all coming off. It's not perfect, but it's okay. It was sticking out, remember? Done that. The other side is starting to come off very slightly, so I might put a little blob of glue there. Slightly. Oh, I love this song. Oh, let me come back to this song. Let me just show the fast forward and rewind. Right, the counter should not squeak. Look at that. It was sluggish before with those old caps in. It was so sluggish. Oh, this is working lovely, this machine. I think I've done a very good job. I think it's time to put the cover on later. Put its clothes back on. You know, the silver trim on the front? That needs to go on. I think I cleaned everything else. There was lumps of fluff in there in those contacts. Lumps. I'm talking about chunks of it. Look at that. Brakes are good. You can use a little vacuum cleaner with a rubber nozzle. I have got one, but you've got to be careful, because if you rub those wires too hard, you could pull one of them off. I mean, I'm very careful when I'm cleaning stuff, because all you need is one little wire coming off, and it can cause a whole load of trouble, because you won't know where it goes. You got to be bloody Columbo to find out where the wire goes. To be a really good detective. But this machine, I'm really glad I bought it now. So it's got the new socket. It had the remember it had a bulging socket, one of those 3-pin bulging socket, because someone's too lazy to put an IEC socket on. I have actually got a nice left-angled lead. I'm just using this for the time being, that straight plug. But I've changed that, so I've changed the IEC socket for a 3-pin modern type. What else did I do? Done the caps, blah blah blah. Total clean-up. Still a little bit of dirt here and there. I mean, I could take it all off and be really meticulous and wash it all out. Oh, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. It's fine. Took all the big lumps of fluff out, cleaned the heads. I've just got to demagnetise them actually. I haven't done that. The roller is fine. Capstan's alright. Could do a little bit more cleaning there, but there we go. Look at the rewind now. That was so sluggish. And it's using the original motor run caps. I have got a new set I bought. There we are. I've got to be careful my expenditure at the moment, because my mortgage has gone up again 14 times. I'm peed off. There they are, new motor run caps there. Got to be careful I don't get too near the machine. It's live and electrocute myself. I haven't had to use them yet, because that looks good to me. If the motor run caps were bad, it wouldn't be rewinding like this, I can assure you that. Look at that. Beautiful. I mean, car. I'll tell you what, if I had to list my favourite reel-to-reels, I think obviously Revox was the first actual reel-to-reel. Well, no, that's a lie. I bought a Ferguson one once, a valve one, and when I turned the volume up, I was only a teenager when I bought it, and the volume was going when I turned it up. Obviously I knew nothing about electronics, so I didn't know what it was. It was only capacitors that gone bad, but I got rid of it because it wasn't working right. But that was the first reel-to-reel I ever had. Wish I kept it now. Shit. Never mind. I might look for another one day. Ferguson. Then I bought the Revox. That's the second reel-to-reel I've ever had, and it was the Dolby version 4-track. Don't know why I bought that. You don't need Dolby with reel-to-reels. I've never ever used the Dolby boards inside. Never, because it's got 2 boards in there, where this machine you can plug in 2 amplifier boards, which I've got. So I'm going to plug in 2 amplifier boards in there. I've got to change the caps on them first, because they are probably bad, and then I can use the I can use a couple of speakers and plug speakers straight into the DIN sockets there. You can see them. I've got to be careful what I touch here. So that way I can plug in 2 speakers directly without using an amplifier. So I'm gonna do everything to this machine. I really like it. It's different to the rest of them I got, you know, with that silver front on it. This is the Hammond version. But wow. Yeah, and eventually I'll take the boards out, the little boards, and I'll do all the boards. I'll recap them all. But at the moment it's working. As I said, I haven't tried record yet, but I'm sure it's fine for the time being. So I'm quite good with these machines, and I'm okay. Quite good. I've learnt a lot. I didn't know anything about these a few years back, you know, but I've learnt a hell of a lot. But as I said, the Revox Dolby version was my first ever machine, and I've really got to take it off the shelf. It's been up there for years and years and years and years and years and years, for about 20 odd years. I've got to take it down and replace all those caps, the ones I changed today, because I don't want to power it on one day and then I see clouds of smoke and I've burnt the actual board, because that can happen. If they catch fire, you're going to burn the board inside. Then you need to find yourself a new board from somewhere on eBay. But there we go. Right, let's play this again. Hang on.
Johnny, remember me.
Let's go back. I can't play Telstar because there's a worldwide ban on Telstar. Oh, this machine's beautiful. I love it. I love it. That counter is looking nice now. So remember, if you need a new counter belt, it's 95mm by 2.5mm. Well, the mists are riding and the rain is falling and the wind is blowing cold across the moor. Shut up, Harvey.
I hear the voice of my darling, the girl I love and lost a year ago. Well, it's hard to believe, I know, but I hear her singing the sound of the wind blowing in the trees.
This is only mono, remember? Double mono.
Yes, I'll always remember till the day I die. I'll
Hear her cry, Johnny, remember me.
Well, someday I guess I'll find myself another little girl to take the place of my true love. But as long as I live, I know I'll hear her singing the sound of the wind blowing in the treetops way above me.
Sorry about the singing, I can't help it.
Yes, I'll always remember till the day I die. Johnny, remember me.
Wow. Magnificent. Wow. I wish you could be in this room with me. It sounds absolutely brilliant. Well, I don't wish you was in this room with me because it's really cluttered. It's a kitchen come workshop, I'm afraid. That's why I need to get out of this house. Get a house with a double garage. It's been a dream of mine for years to have a house with a double garage. 4 bedrooms and an outbuilding in the garden, a proper one, with foundations, heating. So I've got radiograms as well, old 1950 no, 1960 radiograms actually, from 1960. So I can put my radiograms in there, my Murphy record players, my Bush record players, Revox gear, mixing desk, because I can have a recording studio. Oh, it's always been a dream of mine. Then I can use a kitchen as a kitchen, a living room as a living room, not a storeroom, and front room as a front room. You know what I mean. Yeah. Bloody hell. So there we go. What else do I want to tell you? It's running well. Yeah, the bulb is alright. The end of stop works. The automatic end of stop, that actually works. It didn't at first because there was a lot of crap and dirt and it was terrible. When I first got this machine, it was crappy. someone stored it in a damp environment, which you should never do. Please don't do that, folks. If you've got a machine you don't use, don't put it in a shed, a garden shed. Don't put it in the cellar, in the basement. Don't do that. I've got to touch that up a little bit. See the chrome? It's a bit chipped. So I've got some silver paint. I'm just going to do a little tiny little job on that. That's about it, really. Not too bad. Then put the little caps on there, and there we go. Oh, right, I'm going to leave it for today now. I'll upload this video and then I'm going to eat. I think I deserve a nice meal. What do you reckon? Yeah? Yeah, Harvey deserves a meal. I'm starving myself today. It's actually good for you to starve, believe it or not. Starve your body once in a while. But, yeah, I love my food too much, I'm afraid. Right, let's just rewind this. I love that noise. I really love that sound. Let's see how accurate the counter is. Stop there. Oh yeah, perfect. Look at that. Right on the leader. And it's a little bit off. Alright, fair enough, don't worry. They're not dead accurate, these counters. There we go. It's working lovely. There we go. Right, let's turn off. Oh, brilliant. So as I say, you gotta change these caps. If you buy Revox and you see these mini print caps, reefer, change them immediately. As I said, I've got to do my very first machine I ever bought. I must do that. I must open it and check it. As I said, when I took it for the 4-track to 2-track conversion, I don't know whether they changed this or not. I might even have the receipt somewhere in one of my boxes somewhere from Raper and Wayman. I don't know. I don't know what they did. I didn't really understand what they were talking about. They said something about, because we've changed it from 4-track to 2-track, you got the oscillator board, and they said they tried to tweak it. I don't think they even changed it and put a 2-track oscillator board, because there are 2 different boards for 4-track and 2-track. But I think they just tweaked it. I don't know what they did. They should have really just replaced the board. Anyway, one day I'm going to open it, and now I'm a bit of an expert on these, so I know exactly what they've done. So now I can do these jobs myself. I mean, I could convert this from 2-track to 4-track, which I'm not going to do because I like it as a 2-track machine. But I do have a couple of 4-track Revoxes, so I just wish I'd left my original machine alone, just left it as a 4-track, and just bought another 2-track after that. But at that time they were so expensive. You know, there's no way I could afford to do that. I just about could afford to have it converted from 4-track to 2-track. Luckily I still got the heads. I kept the heads in case I need them. They're different to these heads actually, thinking about it. Oh, maybe because these have got the actual the covers on. Is that quiet? Oh, I was just about to say, listen how quiet this machine is. Of course it is, Harvey. You just turned it off, you idiot. I definitely need some food. My brain's dying. God. Anyway, so there we go. It's been a very productive day today, and I've done a lot to this machine, and I'll clean those little phono contacts tonight when I'm quiet, and it's quiet outside, and it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, nice and quiet. So I'll clean them up a little bit. If not, it'll be oh no, tomorrow I'm going to my mum's. It'll be Monday, and finish it off, and I'll put the cover back on the top, put its clothes back on, and then I think I'll even put it back in its case. And I've cleaned all the case up as well. It's going to look lovely when I show you the final video on this machine. So there we go. Yep, I'm very happy. It's made my day actually doing these jobs. So there we go. Yeah, you know, you need a bit of effort. Just put a bit of effort in. As I say, these caps, they're deadly. They are deadly, those caps. But I'm glad that's all been done. And this is the only machine I think has got the new caps on. I think all the other ones have got the old ones, the mini print, those bloody things, which I've got to get rid of. But there we go. What else can I say? Not much. That's it. It works. I've done it. Done the caps. Done the counter belt. If you want any tips, if you've forgotten how to do a counter belt on it, just let me know. Send me an email, and I'll explain how to do it. It's really a bit of common sense, really. As I say, you've got to take the hub off. There's only 3 screws there. Alright, that comes off. Don't lose the screws, whatever you do. and you feed it in between the band. You just press that little lever there so it's loose, it makes it a little bit loose, and then you feed it in between, run it down, and that's it. Let me show you with a torch. It's got to be 2.5 millimeters. Don't use a thinner one. Right, can you see there's a gap there? Got to have a gap. If you use a thicker one, that's going to rub on the body of the counter, and it's going to cause a load of problems. You're going to wear away the counter body, you're going to wear the belt away, you might even snap and cause a load of issues. But yeah, I found out by accident the size of this belt. I've got a load of belts here, and I thought, let me just try a 95 millimeter by 2.5. Is it 2.5 or is it 25? 2.5. No, it won't be 25, will it? Twit. 2.5 millimeter diameter. There we go. Alright. Oh, I'm glad I don't have to change the motor run caps, but they're available when I need them. Yeah, you can never have enough spares. Seriously, spares are a good thing to have when you've got these machines. There we go. Right, I'll turn that little amplifier off now, because I've covered up the vents with those boxes. If it blows up, it blows up. It's cheap enough. I don't really care about that amplifier. Don't care. And it's always the same. When you don't really care about something, it lasts forever. Oh, don't say that, Harvey. Right. Alright then, folks. I hope you enjoy this little video, and I'll do one final one when everything's all back together again. Anyway, on that note, I shall leave you, and I'm going to go and eat before I starve to death. Yeah, I don't think so. Alright then. Talk to you later, folks. Bye for now.